1 yoga block, 2 yoga blocks. This is what we need for our postural exercise theme today. Stay tuned. The theme for today is, with the help of 2 blocks, it's to restore neutral spine. With a lot of occupation or daily habits, haphazards such as constantly looking at the phone and doing this, or the computer, which I'm sure you have heard of gazillion times of how it's causing compromises out to our posture. We need to counter that forward position to bring our posture back. Now, on day 6, I have done a video on body length. That's the beginning. That's the first step on giving us posterior body length. But more so now, we need to give it more space by lengthen out not just the upper extremity, but with the help of the lower extremity to restore a slightly slump or hunch position to this, straightening up. After doing this exercise, you might feel like you are tipping backwards a little bit. That's quite natural because if you're used to tipping forward, you will feel like you're tipping backward when you are neutral. But actually, you're not tipping backward, you're just coming back to your own center. And before I forget, welcome to day 8, and let's start to counter the habitual forward position and bring our spine back to neutral.
And make sure you watch to the end because I have a bonus stretch for you.
We're first going to do it without a block, okay? I'm just going to put it by my side here and going to lay down. Right, now you're going to have your hands under your lower back just to make sure that there is a little space here. And from here, you're going to check that your knees or your hips are more or less in line with the rest of the body, that you're not too much on either side here. Okay, now just curl up a little bit to ensure that the knees are aligned. When the knees are aligned, it means that your feet are also aligned, okay? Now we're going to stay here. What we want to do is start to lengthen our back a little bit at a time. Now these exercises have been done gazillion times by many people. It's called the bridging in yoga, but no, we're not going to do something like bridging. And also it's in Pilates, it's also called bridging, but we're not going to do the Pilates version. Again, we're using the principles of bridging to help us to lengthen our posterior body. All right. Now, I've done this with clients with very tight lower back, and after doing this, they all feel a great relief, like they've got more space in our lower back, and that means that their posterior body is lengthened, and that's what we are going for. Okay, now press your feet firmly onto the ground and gently, just without curling the lower back or the pelvis. So let me repeat, without curling the pelvis, gently float your pelvis up. See my hands here? It can go through in between the pelvis and the mat. It means it's floated up, and bring it down again. Without curling, we're just going to bring it up. Okay? Bring it up and down. Again, up and down. Up. Now, for this one, put your hands under your sacrum or the top of your pelvis for simplicity's sake. And from there, you're just going to make sure that the top of the pelvis doesn't touch the hand. We're just going to hang out there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it down. Okay, so that's the preparation. Time to use one block. So we are going to lay down. Okay, and from here, you're going to put the block this way, like it's parallel with the floor. Above your knees, at the end of the thigh bones. Now, you're going to start to feel your inner thighs coming together, i.e. bringing your legs in towards the block. You will feel gentle contraction in your inner thighs here. I try to avoid using the word squeezing because that's just too vivid. People will end up contracting too much when they think about squeezing. So I don't really like to use the word squeeze, but just think about your inner thighs coming together towards the center. You will feel your inner thighs pushing against the block slightly, i.e. a gentle contraction across your inner thigh. That's what we want. Just now we floated off the floor for about half an inch or an inch. This time we're going to float off more. So have your hands under the pelvis and let your pelvis float up. And this time go higher. So look, there is so much distance here and this is what we are going for. Stay there for 4, 3, 2, 1 and gently come down. Again, inhale, exhale, float up. See if you can go higher more, opening up your hip joints here. But don't have to go all the way yet. And slowly bring it down. Now, right now you are going to bring your legs in more. I had it quite far just now. You can have it like me, far, or you can start off at your normal length. If it's a bit closer, it's fine. But see if you can, right now, just increase the intensity a little bit by bringing your heels in closer to your sit bones or bringing your legs in towards you more. Same thing, bring your inner thighs towards the center and you're going to float your pelvis off. See if you can come up more this time. In fact, all the way till you are on a slide position. Now interlace your fingers behind, kind of arching your chest here. And guess what? We are going to hang out here. No, I'm not kidding. We're going to hang out here for 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And slowly just bring your pelvis down. That good? I hope so. If you feel anything in your lower back, maybe bring your legs or your pelvis down more first. Don't go all the way, probably up to here. But I want you to use your hands to push the pelvis forward a little bit. Because when we bring our pelvis forward and up more, we will get more space in our lower back. Time to bring in 2 blocks now. Here, what are we going to do? Line it up parallel with your hips. We're going to just step on it. Yes, and the extra height will bring our pelvis higher, giving us more length in our posterior body. Now, if you look at it, I'm quite close. You can have it further apart, that's all good. Not too far. Why? Because we want to take things a notch up. Basically, pelvis higher so that we lengthen out our back more. Okay? Now, inhale, always come up with an exhalation. Have your hands by your side. Push down on the block and just curl up. Opening up the hip joint. You can do a little thing here. Just imagine it opening like a pair of eyes. we can lift the toes up, that will intensify the hamstring work here to give you more stability. And put your fingers on the buttock dimple or your sit bones to bring yourself up a little bit higher. You may feel a stretch on your thighs. That is really good. We want to stretch out our thighs so that we will get more lengthening, not just in our postural body but also in our front body. So bring the pelvis up and you can hang out here for a little bit. And slowly bring it down. Let's repeat this exercise. Float your pelvis up on an exhalation. But this time, we're going to do something a little bit more challenging here. You're going to put both hands on your pelvis just to make sure they are stable and we don't shift. Can you just float one leg up, and in this case my left leg, without shifting your pelvis? Just an inch off the block. And bring it down. Keeping the pelvis absolutely still here, okay? Have both hands maybe by your side like this. Give yourself a little bit of a press. And bring the other leg up and down. One more time each side here. Bring the left leg up. Just float off an inch, not too much, very little. As your left leg goes up, all the weight is on the right hamstring. So you want it to fire away and down. And left leg press down, float the right leg up and down. This is to prevent ourselves from shifting. We will learn to work both sides here more equally so that we will have a pelvis that doesn't shift too much to either side when you move. This way, there is little rotation caused by the pelvis moving up to the spine, and hence we reduce the imbalance in our spine. That would then reduce the compensation of our spine in postural organization. That's a very long chain explanation, but I hope it's clear. Back to one block, and this time we're going to use it to bring things a notch higher, challenging our postural muscles and our lower extremity stability more. Much needed, because we need to build strength in order to have good posture. One block, and I'm going to start with the right leg so that you can see it. And let's check if they are aligned. So although one leg is higher than the other, we still want it aligned. Okay, and from here you're going to press the right foot onto the block and gently bring your pelvis up like just now. Once you are up, you are going to float your left leg up to have the left knee meet the right knee at the same level. And from here, you're just going to pulse the pelvis up and down a little bit. You need not go very high, but look, you are relying totally on the right hamstring to do this job, and the upper body to stabilize you both sides. One more here, and slowly come down. My right hamstring is firing away, and it really worked hard just now. I hope you feel it too, yeah? So make sure you feel nothing in your lower back. Okay, same thing here. Now, we're going to bring the pelvis up, and from here, float the right leg up just to make sure the right knee is at the same level as the left. And you're going to bring the pelvis in a pulsating motion up and down, dropping it up and down, relying totally on the left hamstring to hold us. Yes, this can also be a hamstring exercise or a pelvic stability exercise, but we are using it as a way to organize our lower extremity to better support our postural organization in our upper extremity. And last time, and come down. You need not do too much in this because it's really quite intense. It may not look like much, but it does fire up the hamstrings a lot. Now what I want you to do is stand up, take a walk and see how you feel. Take a walk in the room, around, walk backwards or forwards or around. See how you feel. Every time after this exercise, I always tell my clients to take a walk and I ask them to be aware of the body and pay attention to how they feel. And most of them, in fact, all of them tell me the same thing. They feel like something has pulled their body up higher and they feel like, oh, their feet can stand firmer on the ground. They feel like their hips are more open. They feel a little bit tipped backwards if they have a forward tip, i.e. a smartphone position. This will help them to feel open up in front and hence that tip backward feeling. Now, of course, they would say they're not used to it, but you know what? They like it. They like it because the body knows this is good for them. No kidding. Our body is intelligent. Although they're not used to it, they're telling me with a smile because they feel like this is something good. There is change. They feel longer and more spacious. It's just very logical. Too much smartphones, we are this way with our posture, a little hunchback. And here, if we have more space in our hip joints and the back is lengthened out, we will feel slightly tipped backwards, different from this position. It's all good. Actually, we are not tipping backwards. We are just coming back to neutral position. This wraps up day 8 here. I'll see you on day 9. I set this up to show you a bonus stretch after all the work that we have done just now on the mat. And if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment in the section below. I'd love to hear from you. Let's stretch to warm down. No, cool down. Okay, so quite simple. You can find a tabletop or a kitchen cabinet or a wall, but I prefer something that you can push your hands to. Rather than making your palms this way, you put your palms flat and push down into. Okay, and you're just going to stretch out. Keep your legs straight if you can. And if your knees are bent, just slowly straighten your knee out when you are ready. And just hang out here. A good stretch to feel long. And that's it. This wraps up for real, and thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your participation. See you on day 9. And check out my other videos from day 1 to day 7. And this one, of course, day 8. Bye for now.